Here we go!
It's time for TSS Fantasy.
It is Commissioner Cooper.
I could do a whole 49ers show right now.
Ready to rock out with my gavel out.
Oh yeah, baby!
Don't sleep on my Patriots, you know.
We're ready for football. Is that
Joe Burrow with his wrist? I'm curious.
I find you guilty of all charges.
although you assistant force in this room, they are.
Really
I'm the voice, DJ Chuck Bass.
This guy has been doing it ever since coming off.
I hope you like the way I pimped
He's
you
at
out.
least 4 targets in all 3 of the classes.
For the touchdown this year.
You know, the great thing about being a football player is you don't have to take a shower to go to work.
There it is.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it's time for TSS Fantasy.
Yeah!
Oh,
Arizona,
wow.
baby.
Jeez, those nostrils. Yeah, from all the way on the West Coast, indeed. Wow. Hallelujah. Welcome in. All right, well, we got a great show for you guys today. We got prop bets, we got picks, we got weather, ultimate DFS lineup. So, and if you got some questions, make sure you put them in there. We do appreciate it. Let's get our intro started. Welcome into the studio, Mr. Sophistication himself, Andrew Leduc. Welcome in.
Happy Sunday. Happy early morning trash football game. It's going to be a good day.
I believe just a second ago you mentioned how excited you were. So,
I'm still excited for it. That's why I said happy, enjoy it.
Indeed. All right, let's welcome in Justin Jesus Herrera, who's still on mute.
So we could be facing much worse in this one. We could be facing the Patriots. So I'm okay with watching the Giants play football. It could be worse.
It could.
I'm just kidding, dude.
No, it's fine. You're telling the truth.
I'm excited. I'm excited that Freddie's in freaking Arizona with his camera phone that he still doesn't know how to work the right angles with and everything. I'm ready to go. Week 10, baby. Playoffs are around the corner.
There's nothing better than having someone on location. So fly.
There you go. There you go.
That's my boyfriend. Let's go.
It's Fred Jester Reyes. Welcome into the studio, sir.
Yes, sir. Out here in Arizona to watch America's team. Coach having across America. 6 o'clock in the morning. Let's go, fellas. I'm ready. I'm hyped. We need this win today.
Well, if the Dolphins don't win on Monday night, I'm going to stop saying America's damn team. All right, welcome in. Get your freshly squeezed juice in. It's OJ. The juice is loose. Mayor Greg, welcome in, sir.
Morning, fellas. Freddie, how is it out there in Arizona, sir? You good? You see a lot of Jets fans?
Oh, man. We're going to find out soon enough. It just might be me and my wife.
We're going to find out in a minute.
We're going to find out today.
I don't know if those Arizona fans are that spunky, but you never know. All right, well, do us a solid. If you're playing some DFS today, go to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code TSS. We'll double that deposit up to $100. Lots of fun fantasy games to play, so make sure you go check them out. Also, we're getting close to the end here, guys. If you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro Am Belts. Do us a solid. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, give us a like, put your lineup questions in. We always appreciate that. Hit that notification bell. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do. So we do appreciate it. So like I said, we got a big show set up today. But first, we got to talk about all these injuries. So Leduc and our boy from the Injured List podcast, Brian Scott, is going to take it inside the medical tent to start things off. Let's go.
A.J. Dillon just went into the medical tent a moment ago.
That's right. And we do have some injuries that are going to be pretty significant for your stretch down the fantasy playoffs here and to make the playoffs. Let's kick it off right at the top. Trevor Lawrence, AC joint injury. He's not going to play this week. Mac Jones will be starting, but I'm now hearing this morning that it seems like Trevor Lawrence's season going forward could be in jeopardy here. There's some question on his future this year. Are you hearing anything specific, or what? How serious is the AC joint injury? I feel like we've talked about it before, but remind us, please.
Well, initial reports said it wasn't that serious. The issue is going to be the fact that they have a bye after next week. So they play the Lions and then have the bye. So that could factor into the decision about whether or not he plays this week and next week. He's basically saying, reports are saying basically he's not playing today, despite the questionable tag. So we could see an extended absence just to get him through that bye week and come back 100%. Doesn't sound like the injury itself is very serious. I don't think this is going to be season ending.
Well, not that it matters. Anyways, Trevor Lawrence has been not great. He's probably, considering with the way this is going to line up with the playoffs, he might not be very useful to you anymore anyways. Season ending, though, for sure now. News came out last night. Dak Prescott going to have season-ending surgery. He's done. I know the boys here on Friday night said he's done anyways for a fantasy value. So Dak Prescott, Dunzo. Is it Cooper Rush still their backup? I'm now blanking on the
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. And we talked about this on Friday on TSS Friday night. Justin Herrera, props to him. He was calling this early, huh? I tell you what, in San Francisco, I feel like Fantasy Jesus is having a resurgence. It's like Easter Sunday. He's risen again with that call. And then CMC returning to the lineup. This guy's on fire right now, Justin Herrera. So they're saying season-ending surgery, and I did say like there's only a few instances in which that would be the case. Apparently, he is one of those instances, and he's going to be done.
Yeah, that's once again, it's a little. It's pretty rough for CeeDee Lamb owners who are getting CeeDee Lamb back today. He's going to be in the lineup, but now with Rush throwing the ball, obviously that very high potential that ceiling's capped. Do we now with this early morning game here in Germany? Do we see Jonathan Brooks' season debut today? Is it finally here? Sounds like it's here. Is he going to be here?
We talked about him. It's been a while since we kind of brought his name up. But we said at some point during the season we will expect him to at least make an appearance and probably get some carries and a little bit of a workload. This could potentially be the week. It really has been a matter of week to week with him and whether or not he feels ready. He's certainly past the time frame that you would expect somebody to recover and be game ready from an ACL surgery. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, and what's interesting there is that Chuba Hubbard, however you say his name, has actually been doing well. He's had a pretty good season at running back, so that's one of the bright spots. So it does feel like they don't really feel a need to even rush him back too much. They can really work him in.
Which is the right way to do it.
Yeah. Let's quickly get to a few guys that we already know are also out. Brian Robinson Jr. out once again. He was an early inactive.
That's a big problem because he was actually making his way back to the lineup last week and then tweaked it in like pregame warmups and then was limited in practice this week and then had to shut it down Friday. So this is a huge thing. This could be extended time.
Yeah, so watch Austin Eckler should continue to get a lot of work there. Damian Pierce already ruled out as well with Darius Slayton. Michael Pittman out as well. So Josh Downs with Joe Flacco there. That connection should continue to flourish. Keon Coleman out. And then Chris Olave out. We saw him get concussed with that brutal hit last week. No surprise that he's out, but I'm hearing reports that he's even considering retirement at this point. I think he's got right around 7 or 8 documented concussions going back to college. I'm curious just to see what Chris Olave decides here, because obviously, like we said with Tua in the past, if he chooses to retire, all the respect to him to do that, to make that decision, because that's obviously a big impact on his life, on his family, on everything he planned.
Yeah, well, certainly season-ending IR is much more in the near future here. Yeah. He's seen multiple specialists. He's definitely going to go on IR, is my guess. That would be the smartest thing to do, and at least give him some time to consider any other moves he might make regarding his entire career. But season-ending IR is very realistic at this point.
Yeah, another blow for the Saints, who are just absolutely in a downward spiral right now. A few guys expected to play. Deebo Samuel expected to play. Brian Thomas Jr. expected to play, albeit Mac Jones throwing the ball. We'll see what that looks like for his big rookie season. Nico Collins, it looks like, is expected to play, I believe. That's what I'm hearing. I got an alert last night. So even though it looks like he's still being listed as a game-time decision, that's looking bright for him. And then the true game-time decision, last one we'll get to here, you were talking about a pregame show, Amari Cooper in Buffalo. Literally a true game-time decision. You mentioned everything looks the same as he did leading up to last week, and then he missed last week. So what do you predict is going to happen?
This is a tough one to call. We don't really know the extent of the injury. Again, he was limited in practice all week, just like last week. He's probably going to be a true game-time decision. It's really a tough one to call from a medical standpoint when we don't have all the information. Reports have been kind of just very vague. So pay attention. 90 minutes before kickoff is when they'll have to make the call. Another guy like in that situation is Jalen McMillan as well, with dealing with the hamstring issue. He's been listed as questionable, but he's truly going to be a game time decision.
Hamstring issues, the bane of our existence for Brian and I when we cover these injuries. That's going to do it for us here this Sunday morning as far as the injury report goes. Stick around for the rest of the show. As Jason said, we're going to get into DFS lineups and our picks this week. And coming up next, NeuroGuard, we're going to hear from. But thank you, Brian, as always, for joining me. And I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Dr. Michael Hutchison has harnessed the latest in neuromuscular dentistry and impact technology to develop a mouthguard that does more than protect. It enhances. NeuroGuard Plus isn't just a mouthguard. By focusing on the jaw's physiological position, it provides an added layer of neuroprotection, significantly reducing the risk of sports-related neurological injuries. All athletes should be using a custom mouthguard designed to their bite position. NeuroGuard Plus was created as a means to maintain your physiological jaw position regardless of your bite. The appliance is designed to optimize your upper-lower jaw relationship to improve your strength, your balance, your oxygen intake, and drastically lower your chance of a concussion. Independent studies have shown that the NeuroGuard Plus will provide you with improvement to both upper and lower body strength. The same improvements were not present with a common mouthguard. Over 6,500 athletes have used the NeuroGuard Plus. Dr. Hutchison is happy to say that the amount of diagnosed concussions is 0.2%. The NeuroGuard Plus offers athletes, coaches, and parents an advantage to keep their players safe on the field. If you or your child actively participates in athletics, they need to be protected from the dangers of repetitive head trauma. Get your NeuroGuard Plus mouthguard today. Click on the link and use code ILP Sports for 10% discount on your purchase.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian LeDuc. Appreciate that. Fred went to black because that's what today's going to be like for him. Let's go. We got some questions already. So thank you guys. We called it out earlier. LeDuc, let's go to you with this one. Nathan Boyd needs as much upside as possible since he played Jamar Chase. So he wants to start two. Mixon, McCaffrey, and Jones. What do you think?
So I am going to start McCaffrey with confidence. It was very clear that they weren't going to bring him out here until he was ready to get the full load. So I have no questions about McCaffrey being Christian McCaffrey today. And then look, it's close between Mixon and Jones for me. Mixon's got the worst, the worst matchup between the two of them. But I think that that game's going to be over pretty fast. I think the Vikings should really handle the Jaguars, which should lead to attempts, but not necessarily meaningful attempts. So I'm going to give Mixon for the upside in a game that should have a bunch of points between the Lions and Texans.
All right. I don't know. Oh, is Justin asleep? That's what that sound was. And snoring apparently. Yeah, I like that. And we're going to talk about that Jags game in a second, about the weather, in fact. So that might kind of slide you over to Jones as well. So we'll talk about that in a sec. All right, wake up, Justin. I got one for you. Adam C. Which would you play? D-Hop's down or DT
Up and down. D-Hop and downs.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. All right. So let me ask you this then: between D-Hops and downs, who you like the best today?
Downs for sure. No
Okay.
Michael Pittman. And the Bills are not as great of a defense. So I would definitely go with downs.
I like that. I actually have D-Hop and downs. I've been sitting here going back and forth all week. Who do I put in my flex spot? So thank you for that. Appreciate it. We got a few more injury updates from Brian. Adam Thielen's out, could end up back on season-ending IR. Adam Thielen, not the hot horse that he was last year, so I don't know if he's rostered much, but Xavier Legette removed from the injury report. So that's a lot of people had a lot of questions on. Drake London is questionable, but is expected to play with his hip pointer. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are both in today. I pointed this out on Friday night. This is the first time since game one that the Eagles have had all three of their big starters in. So with Devonta, Goddard, and A.J. Brown. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And Zach Moss going to the IR. So Chase Brown, I think, just made his case before that injury. So I kind of liking Chase Brown for the rest of the year.
Potential league winner this year.
Could be
in that
indeed.
category.
And less on your bench. All right, let's go on to it.
It's time for the weather report.
All right, we're going to pretty much blow through the weather report today because, quite frankly, out of 13 games, over half are in domes today. So let's go with the 7. Your kickers are good here. Bills at Colts, Falcons at Saints. I don't know, Titans at Chargers, Eagles at Cowboys, Jets at Cardinals, Lions at Texans, and the real America's team, the Miami Dolphins at the Rams. All right, let's talk about the rest of the weather impacted games. Giants versus Panthers in Germany this morning. It is 43 degrees, a little chilly, overcast, and the winds are at 8 miles an hour. Patriots at Bears, 62 degrees. Chance of rain and winds 17 miles an hour. That will definitely affect your kickers if it's going a certain way. So just something, and you know how Chicago is. It's usually swirling winds, so just be careful there. Broncos at Chiefs, 58 degrees. Clear skies, winds 10 miles an hour. 49ers at Bucks, 86 degrees. Partly cloudy, winds are at 10 miles an hour. Steelers at Commanders, 59 degrees. Chance of rain, winds at 9 miles an hour. And this is the one I brought up earlier. Vikings at Jags, 81 degrees, chance of rain, and winds at 17 miles an hour. So it might be something to take note of, especially with the kickers anyway. So a few little nuggets there for that. All right, let's get to some comments before we get to Bandy's flex starts of the week. All right, who's up next? Let's go. Fred, you're up. Let's go. Hap PPR. He's in a binary receiver. He's got Tank and Nico. And he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Shakir on the bench. So what do you think? Just grade those. I think you're on mute. Grade those as how you would start them. So
he's got his glasses on. Cool. You can't see.
You're dumb, Greg. I would go with let's see here. You're right, I can't see. Who does Houston play today?
So Houston's playing the Lions, and we know who Marvin Harrison Jr. is playing. And Shakir's playing the Colts.
Oh, wow. I would go with Shakir, Harrison, Nico, then Tank.
Okay, there you go. Them Lions are tough. I hope that helps, Harv. Harrison, you might have a tough matchup today. Jets have been pretty decent in the secondary. Tank is going in as a questionable tag today.
Nico just came back up.
And when Nico's just coming back off injury, it's a little shaky how much they'll use him. So I think your good starts are definitely Shakir. I think you need to put Shakir in your lineup, especially with the injuries going on. We don't know if Cooper's playing or not. Could end up being the number one guy with the Colts secondary being garbage. So I like that. Cap for Life, Harv, by the way, and everyone else, thank you so much for your questions. We appreciate it. Cap for Life, good morning. Indeed, he must be talking about Justin because I don't know who else is beautiful on here. Greg, you got a flex spot.
Thank you. You got a Darth Vader on here?
Greg, what do you think? McMillan or Robinson or Tolbert? He's hearing Lamb is doubtful. Is that true? And I think Brian answered that, so we'll pull that up. But go ahead. What do you think as far as
Lamb is trending to play? But I'm not sure if I'm trusting anybody in the Cowboys offense right now with Cooper Rush. I mean, I know when he plays, they usually win games, but Cowboys is a hot mess. I'm gonna go with Robinson. I like Robinson with the Rams. Him and Stafford's been growing that connection, even with Puka and Cooper. But I like DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah, I think he's been stepping up too lately. No, not to say not America's team's been pretty decent against the receivers, but the pass rush for the Dolphins as of late has kind of disappeared with the injuries they've had. So I like that, and I like Robinson stepping up in that offense a lot. Cap for Life likes the strong stat of the dome games. Appreciate that. And then Brian updated that CD Lamb has a mild AC joint sprain, but he is expected to play today. All right. Well, thank you, Harv. We appreciate you. And he said, yeah, 8:20 starts are rough indeed. Cap for Life, appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you checking in. All right. Listen, if you want to get pumped up this morning, you're in the right place. We got a guy here that's going to bring to some flex starts of the week from our boy Bandy. Let's check it out.
It's time for Bandy's Flex Starts of the Week. Welcome back to another episode of Bandy's Flex Starts of the Week. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy Bandy, back with another exciting episode of Bandy's Flex Starts of the Week. We're halfway through the fantasy football season, so if you're looking for that little bump, that extra guy in your flex spot to help get you where you want to be, then you're in the right place. Check out Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast, by the way, right here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you get your podcasts. But I'm here for a reason. That reason is to give you some flex starts to get you through week 10 of your fantasy football season, baby. Getting it started right away with a guy who, was number one draft pick last season. He was up there the season before. He's kind of fell a lot this year, okay? He's on a different team, but he's having opportunities, and he's getting better and better each week. I'm talking about Austin Eckler, baby. All right, Brian Robinson is out. Austin Eckler is in. The Commanders are on fire. Why wouldn't you start him in your flex spot this week? Moving on to the next guy on my list. He's got an old school guy who's seen it all, done it all, throwing him the football. Michael Pittman is out. Josh Downs is up. Okay? Josh Downs in your flex spot this week. Moving on to the last guy on this list. And it's a dream, if you know what I mean. Xavier Leggett. Riding his horse Dream down every time he gets a touchdown. I feel like you're going to be seeing him riding that horse again in week 10, baby. Xavier Leggett. He's the only guy there. Wide receiver 1. Let's go, Xavier Leggett, man. Get him in there. He's not just a fancy accent. He's a fancy fantasy football player. Get him in your flex spot this week, baby. Yes, sir. Like I said earlier, for more fantasy football knowledge, check out your boys at the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast, baby.
Randy, the one for self-promoting. That's for damn sure. All right, let's go Let's go. We got a couple comments before we get to our ultimate DFS. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Cap for life. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, so let's go, LeDuc. I was sitting here reading this as we were watching the flex starts, and bro, would you play if this is your options at flex, bro? Ooh, wee, Jesus, let's plant some trees. Would you play Dobbins, Mooney, Ridley, or Pickens? What choices?
Yeah, this would be between Mooney and Pickens for me, but I'm playing Mooney. Mooney's he's found his groove with Kirk Cousins. He's looking good in that offense. So Darnell Mooney would be the pick for me here.
Yeah, I really like J.K. Dobbins today. We'll talk about that in a second because of the Titans secondary. So, that's so tough, though. I like Mooney, too. You ain't wrong. I'm not really sure. Ridley's kind of up and down. Pickens could have a decent night as well. But, yeah, I'd be between Dobbins and Mooney, quite honestly, depending on your league settings.
Mooney.
I think you're good either way, though, bro. Honestly, throw any in there. You're good. Thank you so much for your question. Harv Danger said his best trade was trading Rashid Shaheed for Chase Brown. After the trade, Shaheed went down. Yeah, bro, that's the best. We were talking about trades. I think someone on Friday night mentioned doing a trade that ended up screwing them over. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, there's nothing better when you make those trades. I feel you. All right, well, let's keep those. Let's keep that adrenaline pumping, and let's get some ultimate DFS lineups.
The power of the Ultimate Warrior.
All righty then. Well, let's start off with the guy who dropped the belt last week. Fred, I'm sorry to say you are no longer champion. It was a 1 week run. Not a bad run, though. 119 last week. Had some good calls with Sutton. I was really impressed with that. J.K. Dobbins had a great day. Colin Murray kind of screwed you over a little bit, unfortunately. So not, and of course, Mr. Waddle, unfortunate us all. But let's get to our jobber of the week. Here it is. It is Justin Let's hear it for Justin. Joe Flacco, 4.1. That kind of messed you up with Pittman combo and Pitts and just all kind of mess. But, Kate Otten came through for you. He's been coming through every week. Hubbard, Robinson, so not horrible, but just not good enough, unfortunately. He's done. Knock him out. Let's go to our third runner-up, I guess. It's Andrew LeDuc. 142 points, and that's crazy to think that that's number 3 this week. I mean, goodness me, oh my. Had some great hits. The only thing was Franklin that really kind of put you back. But like I said, it was a good day either way. Let's talk about who our champ is, because our runner-up is Greg with 161 points.
Wow.
Had his best big week of the season. And my dude did not come through, but Burrow, A-Check, hello. Cade Otten. You just go down the list. Cedric Tillman, a nice call as well. So a lot of good stuff there. But as they say, the champ is here. Pat Mahomes. Put it up. A-Chan, Chase Brown, Ridley. Not really. My bad. DeAndre Hopkins in the mix. I had to switch up Gabe Davis that he didn't play, but the 10 points really don't matter because I was still the champ. Indeed. So it was a good week. By the way, LeDuc, that's my number 3. I got one more to catch you, my friend. So I'm right.
And his name is John C.
Indeed. I see we got some more lineup questions. We're going to get to those in a second. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you there. Let's go to our ultimate DFS this week, and I'll start out with mine. Now, unfortunately, I did that before I saw the weather today, so hopefully Sam Darnold throws a lot of slants. But the Jags are dead last against QBs, so it just seems like a decent matchup nonetheless. I don't care what the weather says. I've spent some money this week on my running backs because I liked both matchups. Kyren Williams, we talked a bit about this on Friday night. Last week had his streak of consecutive touchdowns broken. I can imagine someone like Sean McVay is like, you know what, bro? We're going to tighten you up today because the Dolphins are 23rd against fantasy running backs. I see 2 tutties coming for Kyren Williams today. J.K. Dobbins, I mentioned this prior. I love this matchup. Even though Tennessee, they're 16th against fantasy running backs, but they're way better in the secondary. So I could see the Chargers getting up and just pounding the rock against this Tennessee Titans team for an easy dub today. So I like that. Jameson Williams coming back. I know Justin mentioned it on Friday night. Probably want to feed him a little because, he just came back. There was no injury. He got suspended for some stupid stuff. So Houston, 26 against fantasy receivers. Got to like that. All right, Amari Cooper, if he goes today with the injury set in this Bills lineup, I like this at 5,800. The Colts are 24th against fantasy receivers, so I like that. I got my stack with Addison in this matchup. Jags, again, 29th against fantasy receivers. Couldn't afford Justin Jefferson, so I had to go there. Taysom Hill, great play today with them lacking weapons. Chris Olave out, Rashid Shaheed gone. Got to give somebody the dang ball other than Alvin Kamara. So I like Taysom Hill today and a nice cheap play at 4,000. Atlanta's 24th against fantasy tight ends, although it doesn't really matter because he could just play from anywhere. Dalton Kincaid is who I threw in my flex this week. At Indianapolis, 29th against fantasy tight ends. Decent play there. And how could I not go with the Bears D going against New England, who's got the 28th ranked offense in the league? So got to go there. All right, Greg, let's go to you. Tell me about your ultimate DFS lineup.
Well, I like Russell Wilson going against Washington. I think that game is gonna for them to keep up, because I think Washington's high powered with Jaden Daniels. So I think for them to keep up, they're gonna have to pass the ball. That's why I stacked in George Pickens. I think George Pickens against that secondary is gonna have a few catches. Like last week, he got robbed of 2 touchdowns last week due to penalties. So I think he makes it up this week. Of course, I dipped into David Etienne-Poole again and DeAndre Swift. I think both of them have good matchups this week. So I wanted to go down that path again. Juwan Jennings makes his return. With Debo being banged up, of course, no Brandon Ayuk. I'm going to go with Juwan Jennings. I think he's going to have a good bounce-back game this week. Everybody likes Darnell Mooney. Drake London's banged up. Kyle Pitts, Is he going to play this week? Is he going to show up? We don't know. But the most consistent wide receiver has been Darnell Mooney for the Atlanta Falcons. I like Calvin Ridley. I know Will Levis is back, so I'm kind of shaky on this, but I'm going to ride out with Calvin Ridley. And, of course, Sam Laporta. That Detroit Lions offense, you can pick anybody out of that offense. They're going to have a good game. So I like Sam Laporta in that matchup. And I ran out of money. So the only defense left I had was the Denver Broncos against Kansas City. But this might be a sneaky play because always division games are tough. They're tight. This might be a good play for the Denver Broncos.
All right, made a little boo-boo, so my bad. You're not going to ride Calvin Ridley today because that was my fault. I guess left him back in. So we got you for
Quentin Johnson. That's right. You messed me up, cool.
My bad. That's my fault. I was able to fix it on the spot, though, so that's what I like.
Good job.
So Quentin Johnson, yeah, good play today. I like
him. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Andrew LeDuc. Talk about your ultimate DFS lineup.
Likes him after he just goes on about Calvin Ridley.
For real.
That's a good analyst, though. Just on the spot.
I did like it. It's impressive.
He's a good play.
I'm starting off with Brock Purdy at the QB position, and I am stacking him with DeJuan Jennings for a lot of the reasons Greg just said. But even if Debo is a full go and back to his normal self, Jennings has a role in that offense anyways. He always has. So I like Jennings regardless there. And then agree with DeAndre Swift. I'm going Swift against that awful Patriots defense when it comes to running the ball. So I like him to be involved in the offense really all over the place. And then Rashard White, been getting a lot of passes in that Bucs offense. That game between Bucs and 49ers should have some points in it. It should be a good game. So I like White to get involved and at least hit a floor for me there. And then once again, Darnell Mooney, I've already said it. He's one of my big plays this week. DeAndre Hopkins, if you watch Sophistication Station, another must start for me this week because he's just getting much more involved and on the same page with Patrick Mahomes, which should be scary for all other NFL teams because the more Mahomes settles in this season, he might get back to his old self. Hunter Henry, I just needed a tight end, and Hunter Henry's really the only pass option that is consistent for the Pats. And then Garrett Wilson up against Arizona. Even after if anything, Devontae Adams being there has only opened Garrett Wilson up more. I like that matchup for him today. So give me Garrett Wilson. And then same thing, the Bears defense against my Pats. Either way, even if the Pats win, it's going to probably be a low-scoring game. So,
all right. I like you. Fred, let's talk about your ultimate DFS lineup.
All right. Just like he picked Garrett Wilson, I started Aaron Rodgers. I think it's going to be a shootout. Anytime you play the Cardinals, they do go back and forth, and it's going to be a nice day out here. I spent a lot of money on the running back position. Same thing as Jason for the Kyron Williams. He's just been touchdown after touchdown, so he's been a great play. And, of course, Saquon Barkley lit it up last week. So I definitely wanted to get a lot of points for my running back positions. And, of course, they're playing Dallas, I believe. And Dallas is terrible against the run. Kelsey I started because he had 16 targets last week, 100 yards. I think it was 11 receptions. So it looks like between him and Hopkins, they've been taking most of the targets. Hopkins, I actually double played it because I think Hopkins is also going to get enough targets. I don't think they're going to go to the run as much this week because Denver is actually pretty good. I'm trying to get with Kyle Pitts. I was running low on money by that time. I know he kind of got me down last week, but I believe he'll have a comeback game. I really like McLeod. He's been catching the ball, going to get me sneaky points, 10 to 13 a week. And plus, like I said, I spent most of my money on the running backs. And finally, the Patriots defense. Like you said, they are playing Chicago. I know sometimes Chicago gives up a lot of interceptions and turnovers, especially with the rookie quarterback. So I went in New England defense, not that bad. So that's why I started the Patriots.
Well, you also ran out of money. That's quite obvious.
Yeah.
You broke, dog. You broke, Freddie.
And Kyle Pitts, by the way, I wanted to mention his first touchdown this year against the Saints. So could be a repeat. In fact, I remember him being wide open, having to wave to Kirk Cousins like, hey, throw me the ball. So we could see a good Kyle Pitts day. I like that. All right, let's go, Justin, to your ultimate DFS lineup.
Wow, I seem to always be looking like I have a black eye and a bloody nose or bloody lip all the time. I need to start changing my luck with this one. But, I feel confident in this roster. I got Brock Purdy starting off. I really think that they're going to try and put the pressure on the Buccaneers defense right away with CMC. It's going to open up Jawan Jennings, like you guys have talked about. And I think it's going to open up my boy Ricky Pearsall, too. Ricky Pearsall has really started to integrate into this offense. He's starting to kind of look like he could take over that Brandon Ayuk role. So I tagged those two up together. This one, that's my duo of the week. My running backs, Najee Harris, I think it was one you guys told me was 3 straight weeks of 100 yards. And this week they got a soft defense with the Washington Commanders. Shout out LeDuc for that one. And then also talking about soft defense against the run, DeAndre Swift going against the Pats. That just seems like it's easy money right there. I got DJ Moore in at the flex. He hasn't been himself this week or this year, but hopefully he kind of redeems that this week against the Patriots. Hopefully this is a whole redemption week for all Bears, but most importantly, I want it to be for DeAndre Swift and DJ Moore. Then we got Darnell Mooney. You guys have said it best. He just looks so good. He's looked like the number one, even though Drake London's there, and Drake London's look good. But there's something going on with him and Kirk Cousins. Khalil Shakir with Cooper questionable, Coleman already out. It seems like Shakir could be the easy number one in this game. And he's been averaging damn near 7 targets a game. It's just kind of get to the end zone, bud. If you can get to the end zone, you just put the cherry on top, and we can get to the DFS mountain right there. And then Taysom Hill. I like Taysom Hill. I think that this offense has nowhere else to go but to Taysom Hill. Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, Derek Carr. And then you got to look at Taysom Hill's actually acting like a tight end now. So that's going to be a plus, too. He's catching passes. And then finally, I got the Chiefs.
It's like we lost your mic there, Justin. But he's got the Chiefs going against Denver, who is not very good. So that's pretty much all we need to say there. I feel you. So let's see if
full of grade A analysis today.
let's see if he can get off the jobber schneid. Indeed. All right, let's hit that like button, chat. Appreciate that, Harv. We got another question here. I don't know if Justin, if you're ready. If not, we'll go to Fred on this one. He's got different league questions. So we'll split this up. Let's go one running back first here to you, Fred. Singletary or Akers in this one? What do you think? Oh, you're on mute too, sir. We got a mute party.
I said he put ugly next to Akers, so let's go with Singletary and keep it pretty, man.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. To be honest with you, I don't know how much Akers may see a little bit of time today if the Vikings get up early. As I mentioned, the weather being bad, so you could see a little bit of Akers. I think you might see a little bit more of that than Singletary. To be quite frank with you, I think Tyron Tracy's really solidified his spot. So, yeah, I'd like that with Akers. All right, so Greg, we'll go to you. He's got Baker versus San Francisco or Kyler versus the Jets. 2 tough matchups. What do you think?
Whew, 2 tough matchups for sure. Trying to see here, man. If I had to pick, since I got to pick one, I'm going to go with Kyler Murray. And I hate doing this because I'm a Jets fan. I hate doing it. But Kyler brings that element of the run game. So if they lock him down in the secondary, Kyler's going to make some moves with his legs. So I'm going to go with Kyler. Won't be a lot, but I'm going to go with Kyler.
I like that. All right, let's go to the flex. The Duke, you got Taysom, Ertz, Pearsall, Javonte Williams, or Sutton.
Yeah, so for the tight end there, I'll take the risk with Taysom this week. So we'll see what's going to happen there. So Taysom at the tight end, and then when it comes to the flex, I'm leaning Sutton probably just because I think they're going to have to throw the ball there. I would love to get on the Ricky Pearsall train here, but like I said, I just like Jawan Jennings more, and I think Debo's going to play just fine. So give me Sutton in the flex.
All right, I like it. Justin, if you're ready, we got 1 flex, 1 tight end, Pearsall or Adunze, and then for the tight end, Fergie or Hunter Henry. What do you think?
I'd probably go with Pearsall. And this one, Adunze has had 2 big games, but Pearsall's looking more and more consistent as the weeks have been going on. And then Fergie versus Hunter Henry, that's an interesting one. I think just for the sanctity of being an honest analyst here, I think Hunter Henry is probably going to have a better day. He's got more rhythm with Drake May, Cooper Rush coming in. I know CeeDee Lamb was a little bit iffy with his shoulder pain or his shoulder joint, but I think I still stick with Hunter Henry in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of tough call. I meant to look up Cooper Rush's stats prior to the show, so that's my bad when he did play, see who he was targeting. So that's just a tough call. But, if for some reason Lamb ends up not going, obviously Fergie's a better play there. But I like the call on Hunter Henry, old reliable, as we like to call him here on this show. R said he digs the Warrior thing. All right, ultimate DFS lineup coming through. All right, let's go, Fred. We'll go back to you. We got one from Mobbin. Tracy or Eckler, and then DJ Moore or JMO, and that's full PPR.
I'm gonna go with Eckler, man. Like you said, Ryan Robinson's hurt. I think they'll lean on Eckler a little bit. I think they'll hit him out the backfield. It's gonna be a really good game. They're playing. Give me a second. They're playing Pittsburgh. But yeah, I think they need to utilize Eckler a lot. So I'm going with Eckler. DJ Moore, Jammo, you might want to help me here in this one because
I don't know. I'm thinking Jammo on that one. I think Justin mentioned it earlier. DJ Moore. I just kept seeing that clip of him walking off to the sideline.
I don't care if he's the number one. He's only half playing out there.
Poor Caleb Williams is rolling out to the right, and DJ Moore is on the left side of the field. Like, you know what? You ain't coming back here. I'm just going to hit the sideline. But not to say that's how he's been playing this year. But in the same sense of, say, the Packers, who, they earlier in the year, we had Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and we didn't know who to start. And that's kind of the situation we're going on here with the Bears. It's someone different each week. So I think with the better play there is JMO, I think, indeed. Greg, who would you go, Hill over Evan Ingram today? This is half PPR.
Ooh. I like Evan Ingram, man. I think that Jacksonville's going to have to play to keep up in the game. They're going to have to pass. And Ingram has been a solid starter at tight end. I know they got that great quarterback playing today, but I still think Ingram's going to get some targets.
All right. I like that. Harv, thanks again. Mobbin, thank you. We appreciate you. Craig Lennox joining us. Good morning to you too, my friend. Appreciate you joining us today. All in one show. All right. All in one. Gotta love that name. Let's go, Duke. Are you streaming Giants or Broncos D this week?
I'm streaming the Giants, and I'm actually streaming the Giants in the league this week. So, Giants over Broncos D.
I mean, Broncos D is great, but they're going against them Chiefs. Boy, you can't be playing around with that. Giants got an easy matchup with the Panthers, so I think that's an easy call there. Justin, Mobbin's got another one. DJ Moore. Oh, my bad. DJ Moore and Jammo is my pivot for Tyreek on Monday Night Football. Not confident he's gonna play, bro. It's America's team, bro. You gotta go Tyreek with Tua back. No, we appreciate you, Bobbin, and Hart appreciate you as well. Sadly, we don't have any. Well, never mind. We don't have Ariel this week. Sadly, so forget what I was about to say. Let's go on though. What's cool about it? At the end of the day, we got a guy who sits out in the back of the shed and he thinks of all these prop bets early in the morning. So let's hear what he's got to say for some prop bets for week 10.
Hey. Smoke weed every day.
It's week 10. Try not to think about it. I think we made like $8 last week, and that is not going to buy steaks. We have to be better. Oi, let's start it off with a right proper hit. Or wait, this game's in Munich. I'm not doing the accent. Chuba Hubbard, 16 carries plus 102. Kid just got paid. And I don't know if you've watched a lot of Panthers games lately, but the offense has pretty much left the building. Hubbard's getting 15 to 18 carries like clockwork all season long. We just need him to do what he's been doing. Nothing more. We don't even need yards. 4 handoffs per quarter. And we're paid Jonathan Taylor over 22.5 receiving yards, minus 115. Facing Buffalo's system play, we're obligated. I'd love to go bigger, but he hasn't been much of a receiving back thus far, although he did catch 3 last week. Taylor is a product of Wisconsin, a top-tier athlete. he gets 3 receptions like he did last week, I feel good about the over 22.5. Andrew Van Ginkel, over a quarter of a sack, -105. He's back in Florida, probably went out with the boys last night, got him a couple dozen tickets. Maybe mom and dad moved down there from Iowa when he played for the Dolphins. I don't know, but every time I bet on this dude to get a sack, he gets a pick 6 instead. We can't bet on that, so here we are. He doesn't even need to get the full sack. He just needs to get a hand in there. I mean, I hesitate to use the words free money, but it's fucking Van Ginkel we're talking about here. Christian McCaffrey, first touchdown, +400. It's one of our favorite bets, and it is finally back. The odds-on favorite in a standard game situation, but today the 49ers are looking for a momentum shift in the season, and there are no better vibes than a CMC first touchdown. If we are ahead going into Sunday Night Football, which I do anticipate, I'm taking one more. Will Shipley touchdown, 13-1. We expect Philly to take no pity on these ailing Cowboys. By the fourth quarter, we could see a situation where they're in the red zone up 3 scores, and the pride of Weddington, North Carolina trots out there for a meaningful carry or two, and you're telling me I get $70 back when I lay out 5. Sign me up. Best of luck this week, and we do need a little bit. Regardless, see you week 11.
Damn! Justin, a stat I wanted to throw out there while you were talking about Khalil Shakir is that surprisingly, I heard this stat and I just looked it up just to make sure I was right. Khalil Shakir has been in double-digit point score every week except for I think it was week 6. So talk about consistency. That is the epitome of consistency. All right, before we get to our picks for today, let's go to a few other questions. We got what's up from Mr. Bakes a Lot. I guess he came in at the right time for the prop. Appreciate you, Mr. Bakes a Lot. What's up with you? Let's go next. I forgot where we're at. I think Justin, you're next on Mobbin. He's got played Burrow, Henry, and Chase in my other. Oh, so no questions here. All right, never mind. My bad on that. All right, but Mr. Bakes a Lot, he wants to know Mostert or Mason.
I think I still go with Mostert. Mason, he's gonna be a nice change of pace back, but if you know Kyle Shanahan doesn't really like to change the pace back. He doesn't really like to do that a lot. He likes to just put 40 touches on one guy, and then once he breaks down, he's like, all right, next guy up. So, and also, he's coming off an AC sprain. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more Garendo do the change of pace role than we do Mason.
I like that. Fred, to you again, Harv Danger. By the way, Mr. Bakelot, we appreciate you. Harv Danger wants to know, he's got Stevenson in the flex. Would you keep him or put Hill or Shakir in the flex and a half PPR?
I think I would put Shakir. As you just spoke, the guy is averaging double-digit points every single week, and I don't see that stopping today. I think, and then especially against Indy, I definitely think I will start with Shakir.
Bears pretty tough against the run. I agree with you. I think I'd go Shakir there and a half PPR. Let's go to you, Greg, from Cameron. This is Button with Robinson or Q Johnson, or maybe I don't know what the Button. I don't know.
Probably Sutton.
Sutton. All right, Sutton with Robinson or Q Quentin Johnson.
I think that's Wandale Robinson. With Robin.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Jason, for the interpretation on that one, bro. Like, I was so confused.
I'm sorry, Cameron. I messed that all up, bro.
I'm gonna go with Johnson because you got his name right. So let's go with that.
It's a wonder we're not on ESPN yet. Like,
bro, this show's better than Pat McAfee show.
I like Quentin Johnson in this spot. He's become the number one go-to for Justin Herbert, so you can see that. I don't know who Button is, but they're buttoning it up. We're going with
your main Button.
Yeah, I could see Sutton have a decent day only because they're going to be down, so you could see them trying to pass themselves into it. Wandale Robinson's got a great matchup with the Panthers. Quentin John. I mean, so you got good options here, I think, nonetheless. So I'm feeling it all the way around, bro. I think you got great options either way. All right, let's go to our day and wake and bake. I feel you. Andrew, let's go back to Cameron.
Same question.
My bad. Same question. My bad. All right, let's go to the Yash. Leggett or Juan Jennings?
Because of the game script, the way I've already talked about that San Fran game today, I'm going to go Jennings over Leggett, even though I think Leggett is obviously the number one in that Panthers offense. I just think Juwan Jennings is the number 2 in the San Fran offense, greater than number 1 in Carolina.
And how can you not like that Bucks matchup? I mean, man, you play anybody against that Bucks secondary, you are in there. The Yash, appreciate you. Cameron, appreciate you. Sorry for messing that up. Andrew, he said this show's better than ESPN so far.
Let's go.
I appreciate that indeed. Mr. Bakes-a-lot, appreciate you. He said, hit that like, you filthy savages. That's right. You hit them. I'm not going to call you savages. I appreciate you waking up with us today. All right, let's go. Let's make some picks.
We're on a mission, guys. We're on a mission, guys.
All right, let's show from last week, and we had a tie up at the top.
Yeah.
And Oop are at the top this week. 11-4, 10-5 for Fantasy Jesus and Mr. Sophistication. Fred, the dunce this week, 9-6, but not too bad overall.
Yeah, good
Here
showing.
goes the overall standings. We got a new leader in the house, one above Mr. Sophistication Station. And Fred, Greg has tied you now. He's come all the way, started from the bottom, now he's in the middle. And then we got indeed. All right, let's start off our pick segment today with the game of the day: the Carolina Panthers versus the Giants in Germany. Overall, Panthers lead the series 7-6. The Giants, last time they played was in 2022. They won 19-16. They won 2 in a row in the series. Giants are favored by 6.5. The over-under is 40.5. So let's go. Let's go to Leduc. Who do you like and why?
Giants, simply because I've seen just a little more than the Panthers. So the Giants, I think, will do it.
I mean, this could pretty much be a pick'em game. I don't need to go all the way around unless you guys, want to. But there's one person I need to ask their thoughts. Fred, who do you think wins and why?
I pick Carolina. I lost faith in the Giants. I was picking them all the time, and I'm just tired of Daniel Jones. I picked Carolina. They looked pretty good last week.
I lost faith in you.
No, we're not Giants fans anyway, but I picked Carolina. They looked pretty decent last week, so let's go Carolina.
I was wanting to hear the analysis at least, because I was a little shocked, and I even had to go back to
Jason. Look, he can't even see. Look at him.
Sometimes I mess up.
I gotta be so close like this.
Yeah, I had to double take Fred's because I was like, am I getting this right? Like, does this guy really do that? Count him up as our lone wolf this week. Indeed, he is getting the Panthers in this matchup here. I text Justin and he didn't see me, so all right, the lone wolf of the week is Fred and that Germany game. I don't know if I'm,
Hey, to be fair, you got to look back at your text. You said sound effects for DFS.
I did, but I just sent you another one as I was talking and said, can you get me on the wolf?
He just stuck that tongue out so confident, too.
Didn't go through.
Patriots. Yes, you read it. Did I not? I'm like, wait a minute. Did I send that to my wife? Let me go. All right. Patriots at the Jets, at the Bears. Sorry. Patriots lead the series 10-5. Bears last played them in 2022 on 33-14. The Bears are favored by 6. Over-under is 38.5. Justin, who you like and why?
Oh, Bears all the way. Sorry, Leduc. Bears all the way.
No apology needed.
No need to go further. We all hammered down the Bears, and no apologies needed. Even Leduc went with it.
Even Leduc?
Hey, I was right last week going against my team, so.
All right, we got the next one. Buffalo at Indianapolis. Bills Bills lead the overall series 38-33-1. Colts won last in 2021, 41-15. Bills are favored by 4, and the over-under is 46.5. Let's go to Fred. Who you like and why?
We're going Buffalo. We might be seeing the downfall of Indianapolis taking themselves out. What the hell is that? Yeah, we're going with Buffalo.
I figured I'd distract you a little bit.
You got him distracted.
Just be a better QB. Sorry, Bears fans. So Rodgers can't be trusted. Indeed. All right. Well, okay. So Fred went with the Bills. I thought we all were going to go with the Bills, but we got one person in here. Justin, who you like and why?
Well, you know what, guys? I'm in the doghouse for a reason. That's because out of all of us, I take the most chances, obviously.
Sure.
And that's worked against me. That's worked against me. I fully accept that. I fully accept that. But I am going to not stop that because, as my friend Greg has shown in the past, if you don't take any fucking chances, you're going to end up in the doghouse the entire time. So I'm going with the Colts here. And I think Joe Flacco gets it back on track. I think this team gets it back on track. And I think the Bills have a little stumble. Everybody has a stumble, but I think they're going to have it this week.
You're right. Everyone does have a stumble any given Sunday. Count him up. Our lone wolf with the Colts. Lone wolf last week with them. And made the graphic to do this week. So, yeah, all right. Appreciate the L in that department. Let's go to the next one. Denver at KC. Chiefs lead the series 72-56-1. They split last year. Broncos won 24-9, and the Chiefs won 19-8. Chiefs are favored in this one by 7.5, and the over/under is 42. Greg, who you like in this one and why?
The champs, man. The champs. I mean, this is a divisional game. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be nasty, but you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, bro. Chiefs.
I mean, they've been winning all season long, doing their thing, hammer it down. We all like the Chiefs. And
I will say bet the Broncos at 7.5, though. I like that spread.
I might agree with you there. Like I said, it's a division game. It'll be played a little tougher than normal. But, again, I just think the Chiefs offense is going to obviously overpower the Broncos offense. All right, let's go to the next one. Atlanta at the New Orleans Saints. Falcons lead the series 56-55. Played earlier this year. Falcons won 26-24. Falcons are favored by 3.5. Over/under is 46. LeDuc, who you like and why?
Falcons, just because, like I said before, the Saints are just in a downward spiral. It's pretty much Kamara, and that's about it. So, Falcons.
Indeed. Hammer it down. We all like the Dirty Birds in this matchup. We got a couple of things here from Harv. He said true, and then he said going against McHolmes, hope Broncos D steps up the game today. We shall see. It's going to be a tough matchup for them. Appreciate your comments, my brother. All right, let's go to the next matchup. One a little more interesting. The 49ers at the beat-up Bucks. 49ers lead the series like in a football score, 20-7. 49ers last played them last year, 27-17 they won. They won 3 in a row in the series. The 49ers are favored by 6.5, and the over/under is 50.5. Justin, this is your time. Give you your moment. Why is your boy winning and why?
Because CMC's back. I mean, it's as easy as that. CMC's back. Bucks are depleted on offense and defense. I mean, come on now. Greg, I got a hat for you if you want, bro. If you want to change your team, I got a hat for you if you want to change that. Come on.
The Bucks D was struggling while it was healthy, and as you said, beat up. They struggle everywhere. There's no we talked about on Friday night. Some teams, they're better against the run or better against the pass. The Bucks are just bad on every part of the field on defensively. So like to see that. Now I would hammer it down. But loader, LeDuc wins and why?
I gotta get that first place back. So I'm taking the Bucks just because this is gonna be a lot of points scored. It's gonna be a great game. I just think if I'm gonna take a chance, I'd rather take a chance on the Bucks than on the Colts. So Bucks getting it done with K-Dot and getting it done with their 3 running backs in the passing game. And I think it's just gonna be a back and forth game that Baker Mayfield's gonna pull something out today.
I like it indeed. We'll get up the lone wolf. He's going with those Bucks. I appreciate you extending my lead. All right, we got a couple of comments in here. Let's get to Harv said he's 5-4 in a 10-man right now, 4th right now, going against first place on a 2-game winning streak. All right, well, good luck, Harv. That's the big game for you today. Lucius has got a question. Let's give this to our fantasy Jesus since the name's kind of cool. Daniel Jones or Tua to start today. He's worried, again, Tyreek's going to sit Monday.
Oh, shoot. That's a tough one because it's like now you got a situation here. I think I would still go with Tua. I think the extra day gives Tyreek the ability to kind of sit, and be like, all right, I'm going to play for sure. I think he wants to go out there and play. I'll go with Tua still, even though I think Daniel Jones is a must start this week as well.
I mean, listen, it's Tua and America's team. How do you not go with Tua in this matchup? The Rams defense definitely struggles all the way around, really. So I like Tua this week. Could be a great matchup for him. Daniel Jones is kind of up and down. He's got a good matchup, but it's still Daniel Jones. So at the end of the day. All right, our boy Brad is in the house. Morning Bears need a win today against the Pats. I agree. They're struggling a little bit. Listen, all you Bears fans or just football fans in general, go check out the Unbearable Sports Podcast with Brad. And if you missed it earlier, Brad, we all like the Bears today. I had to throw that out there for you. But we appreciate you, my brother, checking in today. All right, let's go to we got Harv. He says true. He likes that. He's like he's got his Hester jersey on. I like that. Brad says, by the way, I'm glad to see Mooney having that breakout now that he has a good QB. Indeed, it's pretty interesting. No shade at your own team there at all. All right, so let's go. Man, I'm sorry, I'm lost on the order. Greg, we'll go to you. Do you think Debo will have a good game today?
Well, I mean, they're going to have almost a full array of weapons. So I can, and if Debo is truly healthy, I can see him having a decent game. I'm not going to say a great game. I can say a decent game with McCaffrey back. You got Juwan on the other side. I can say you have a decent game today.
Yeah, I think he's got a great game. Again, we just talked about Bucks defense, just very porous all the way around. Brad says Mooney always got open. Fields would never throw it to him.
That's so true, though.
All right, LeDuc, let's go to you. Thrown force. Should he wait for Tyreek news and pivot to Mozart if he's ruled out, or play Mooney or D-Hop today? What do you think? Would you pivot from Tyreek and play Mooney or D-Hop? Because those are two good plays.
So those are two good pivots to Mostert's not, but Mooney or D-Hop would be good. I just do believe Tyreek's going to play, and given that thought, I can't not play Tyreek over Mooney. Like, I have to play Tyreek.
I like both options. If you have Mozart, that's great because guess what? Right. If you do run this risk, no problem if Tyreek goes, just slide Mozart in there. You're not probably going to get the points you'd get from Mooney or D-Hop, more than likely, but still you have an option. So that's good. I think I would ride, what I think. I don't know. So anyway, thank you so much, Tron. We appreciate your question. Justin, let's go to you for this one. Chivalry King, Daniel Jones or Pat Mahomes?
Daniel Jones. What? I know Pat Mahomes is obviously a much better real-life quarterback, but Daniel Jones has a much easier defense to throw on. And Pat Mahomes, by the way, Pat Mahomes has led, I think he still leads the league in interceptions. If not been taken over by somebody else. But up until I think last week, he was the league leader in interceptions. So that's telling you something. And this defense is really good at taking away the ball. So would not be surprised if he gets picked twice in this game.
Fair enough.
I think they're looking that stat up because they're probably thinking.
Yeah, I'm checking Justin's eyes, man. We got a drug test around here, Jason. You're picking Mahomes over fucking.
And you're looking the stat up because
what are you on? What you drinking over there, Justin? What are you drinking?
Water. With a little mixture of alcohol in it. No.
Yeah,
that's what two Jets fans looking for the next win looks like.
Right. Tar said, yeah, he's got two in a day. Let's go to Fred here. Would you go Tyrone Tracy or Josh Downs in full PPR?
It looks like I'm leaning to Josh Downs a little bit from what I'm hearing. With no Michael Pittman and they have to pass the ball. This is a big game for Indiana. I mean, possibly their playoffs live on the line today. So they got to beat Buffalo. They got to do everything they can.
Yeah, I think Tyra Chase is a great play. I think either way, you're good here. PPR, I think, matters in this. So that's why I would look at Josh Downs, maybe in standard, go with Tyrone. But I would lean Josh Downs, but I think either way, you're good. Yes, Justin.
So I want to just remedy this. I lied. He has the second most interceptions in the league.
Who's number one?
It's a tie between Geno and Jordan Love, and then it's Baker and Patrick Mahomes at 9.
Oh, I assumed Aaron Rodgers was up there. My bad. All right, Al Marino. Sorry, said
he's number 4. He's tied for 4th place.
Hey guys, I love you guys. I have to go. Head to the outside. Love you guys from Arizona.
Enjoy Arizona.
Fred. Have fun at the game today. Although I don't want them to win, I will. Every time you're on location, I pull for your team because I know how that feels when you're somewhere, and so I get it. So enjoy, man. I'll be pulling for the Cardinals today, or for the Jets.
Freddie's a jinx. Every game he goes to, the Jets lose.
Oh, here we go. Bye, Greg.
That's a good thing.
Every time.
Brad,
every time, bro.
Appreciate you, Fred. Brad said Hester. He said Hester was so fun to watch. I agree, indeed. Let's go, Greg. Play Tyreek on one of these guys: Dunze, MVH, Rico, or Quentin Johnston. Got him up there again.
Man, I can't step away from Tyreek. I know he's injured. I know it, but those other options over Tyreek, I can't do it. I like Tyreek.
Let it ride. See if you can get someone else in that matchup, so that way you're backed up a little bit.
Yeah.
At least if this is a flex play. But yeah, I would definitely. I think Tyreek is good, and we should have talked to Brian a little more about Tyreek, but I think he's going to be good to go. Panthers not a good DR, says LOL. Needs to share with chat for sure. Oof. Let's go back to LeDuc, Debo, or Brian Thomas with Mac Jones as QB. It's for his flex spot in PPR.
Yeah, Debo for sure. Brian Thomas should be fine PPR wise, but I'm not sure he's going to find the end zone today. So give me Debo.
Okay, appreciate that. Harv again, LOL, the shade of the Jets. He likes that.
You got to put my plans, bro.
Indeed. All right, Roof Camper. There it is. Sorry. Should I? Let's go to Greg. Should I drop Ray Davis for Juwan Jennings?
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, how is Ray Davis on a roster? Those three aren't.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
All three.
Yes.
I like
pick whichever three you want. Yes.
Yeah. It's a tough call between the three, to be honest, because Keenan's, he's had one good game. Juwan Jennings, now that everyone's, except now he's going to be their number 2. I probably would go Juwan Jennings now that I'm thinking it out loud.
For sure. Why do you have
I dropped Ray Davis for
Juwan Jennings, coming from a 49er insider on this one. He's the best separator on the team. And Debo Samuel, his biggest problem is he's getting slow now. I've been watching his games. He's getting real fucking slow. They did an end around with Ricky Pearsall, and I was just like, that looks like Debo when he was in 2019, when he was killing it. But Debo now, he's looking slow around the edges. I'm kind of a little off, to be honest.
Root Camper, appreciate your questions. You got another one. Justin, what do you think? McBride or Hunter Henry today?
Oh, McBride all day long. McBride has been the number one option in the Arizona offense, period. Like Marvin Harrison Jr., where has he been? Where did my number 9 pick go? This guy has been terrible. Trey McBride, on the other hand, he's been a godsend. He's been the only tight end to actually be worth his dollar in draft capital this year.
Yeah, Trey McBride's had a great season thus far. I agree. He's been stepping up as a big target. And then, we know the Jets secondary is pretty good, and they're also pretty good against tight ends too. But they're going to have to put up points today. It's got to go to someone. I'm definitely with McBride all day. Plus, you got the better QB option there as well. LeDuc, back to you, and appreciate that, Roof Camper. Robert Perez, what is up with this picture? That's hilarious. Wando Robinson or Quentin Johnston, full PPR.
Give me Robinson here. Like you guys said, Daniel Jones should be a good start today. Wando Robinson has become a nice, easy safety blanket for him. So Robinson for me.
I like it. Harv Danger says, I need these for a stash. Can I be in your league? Root Camper. Harv Danger also says, right, Harrison starts feels like walking on eggshells. I feel you, bro. 100%. I think he took him in round 4. All right, let's go back to Greg. Well, last one here before we start with our picks again. Tracy or J.K. Dobbins today?
Man, I love what Tyrone Tracy's been doing with in New York, but I've got to go with J.K. Man. He's the man. They know he's getting the shares at the carries. He's getting the red zone carries. I like J.K. in this matchup.
J to the K today. I agree with you. Good matchup though for Tyrone Tracy. I think all the way around he got two good options there.
Can't lose with either one.
Logan, we appreciate your questions. All right, let's get back on to our pick segment. I forgot where the hell we were at. All right, let's go Steelers at Commanders. Commanders lead the series 43-33-3. If you're playing numbers, get that 3 in there. Commanders, last time they played was in 2020. They won 23-17. Commanders are favored by 2.5. The over-under is 45. So, Greg, who you liking this and why?
Really, Jason? You know who
I had to go to you first.
You know it's Jaden Daniels. You know it's the Commanders. You know it's Scary Terry, Austin Eckler. Come on, dog. NFC East champs, Commanders. Let's go.
Gotta love it. LeDuc, feeling the same?
I'm also saying Commanders. I also think under 44.5 points feels like the play there today.
Justin, how about you?
Greg, turn around that hat. I don't think it's a Jets hat. Turn around that fucking hat. It's not. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was expecting a big ass W right there. This guy has gone to the Commanders quicker than
Daniels is the
man, dog. No, Steelers all day long. Jaden Daniels has kind of looked very suspect in these past couple weeks. Like, yes, he's had heroics, but guess what? The Steelers are going to flush out that heroics. Mike Tomlin is currently on a push right now to get to the top of the AFC North. And that's crazy. He's doing it with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and a team that you could only name one all-star on, TJ Watt, but he's doing it. And I think that this week the Commanders get chipped and they kind of get a little bit of dose of reality that when you play a really solid fundamental team, you have to be really solid fundamentally to beat them. I don't think that they're solid fundamentally. I think they've been relying on Jaden Daniels, and I think it comes to the end this week. I think there was an interception.
You just imagine they got the Niners spot in the playoffs right now. You're a hater, bro.
I agree with Justin on this one, actually. I like the Steelers as well. I think they're just a better overall team. And to your point, Justin, you mentioned it on Friday. This Washington Commanders offense really struggled last week and got that miracle Hail Mary to win it, going against a great defense this week. And I believe they're coming off a bye as well. So I really do like the Steelers this week. I'm there with you on that one.
Haters.
Not a hater. Just
Jets Commanders Super Bowl, baby. Jets Commanders Super Bowl.
Oh, God. Make me throw up. All right.
I think I just threw up a little in my mouth.
It's not a little bit. Minnesota at Jacksonville. Vikings lead the series 6-1. Vikings last played in 2020. They won 27-24 in overtime, and it's been 5 in a row. Actually, I think it was 2 games prior. They also won in overtime, so might see some overtime now. Vikings favored by 7. The over-under is 43. I'm not going to waste anyone's time. Hammer that down. We all like the Vikings in this matchup. Let's go to the next one. Tennessee at the Chargers. Chargers 29-19-1. Titans won last year 27-24 in overtime. The Chargers are favored by 7.5. The over-under is 39. Once again, not going to waste your time. Hammer it down. We all like the Chargers in this matchup. We got a couple of quick questions before we get to our 4 o'clock. Today we got
4 o'clock slate. Holy shit!
Yeah, indeed. We got a Marcelo from you, Justin. Good morning. Should he start Eckler or Courtland Sutton?
Well, good morning, Marcelo. And I'll say this: start Courtland Sutton, because I think Austin Eckler is going to get one of the major reasons the Steelers are going to tie up Austin Eckler this game.
Yeah, no, I like that. We just talked about their defense being decent. Austin Eckler, even when he had the full workload a couple times, they seem to not give it as much as they would with Robinson in there. So, I agree. I think Courtland Sutton, they're going to have to throw this football today. So it could be a decent play. Logan said Commanders, baby. So I believe he's with Greg on that pick anyway. Art Danger wants to know, does Barkley smash today? What do you think, Leduc?
Barkley always smashes, so yeah.
I think with the Cowboys like just struggling, I mean, you put any Eagle in there, and I think they're going to do well for you today.
Hey, Harv, does the Pope wear a silly hat? You damn straight Barkley smash.
All right, Greg, for you, this is from Joe. It's non-PPR. Pick one of these. Tracy, Kareem Hunt. Well, he's already starting CMC or A-Chan. So Tracy or Kareem Hunt today?
I'm biased, man. You know why I'm biased, kid. Cool. I'm gonna go Kareem Hunt, man. That dude is getting all them red zone carries to the Chiefs. I think the man has 6 or 7 TDs already, and he's missed like 3 games of the season. So I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. Until Pacheco comes back, you can keep hunting your starting lineup.
Harv, I already like you. I already know. He lives in Pennsylvania. He said he'd love to wear the Washington hat today just for the laughs. Absolutely. That's my kind of guy. Justin, Roof Camper got another one. Just in case London is out, Tank Dell or Josh Downs?
Josh Downs.
Yeah, Tank Dell also with that questionable tag. I would just ride with Josh Downs. It's a safe play. And the Colts are going to have to throw. I mean, it's not like the Bills aren't going to put up points against them. So I like that. I like that a lot. All right,
let's Downs over London, anyways.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, Justin, but yeah, Darnell Mooney is the Falcons' #1 receiver. You can just bump out Drake London. It's Darnell Mooney season all day so far. All right, let's go. Eagles at the Cowboys. The Cowboys lead the series 74-56. They split last season. Cowboys won 33-13, and the Eagles won 28-23. Eagles are favored by 7, and the over-under is 43.5. So, Leduc, who you like and why?
Eagles, and McCarthy breaks another tablet.
I would go hammer this, but
what?
Someone,
Fred. Is it Freddie who's not even here to just tell us why?
Now, I'm getting nervous because Greg's looking strange, and I got
Why would anybody not pick the Eagles? Like, why?
I know. Why did I put you as the Cowboys? Like, I gotta look.
Read your text message, Jason. I got the Eagles, bro.
All right. We'll leave it. Oh, wait. It's not you. It's Fred who went with the Cowboys.
Whoa.
Oh my God, he ain't even here to defend this. Like and I'm looking at it. He definitely went this way. I don't get this at all. Like I really don't. Like this is just cray pick. But I appreciate
I'm
the
offended. You think I would pick the Cowboys over the
Cray. Jets at the Cardinals. Jets are 6-4 in the series. Last time played was in 2020. Cardinals won 30-10. The Jets are favored by 2.5. The over-under is 46.5. I was this close for making this my lone wolf, but we'll hammer it down this week.
Okay.
Just because Fred's there, I'm going to give him a little respect since he's there. Like I said, I do root for the Jets when Fred is on location because I know what that feels like. So I'll be pulling for them to win today. All right, let's go Lions at Texans. Oh, man, I'm excited for this tonight. The Sunday night delight. Texans 4-1 in the series. Texans, last time they played was in 2020. They won 41-25. Lions are favored by 3.5. The over-under is 48.5. Greg, who you liking this and why?
The Lions. What? Come on, man. Come on. 2 great running backs, 2 great receivers, a tight end. They just picked up a great defensive lineman to replace Hutchinson. Come on.
Earlier in the year, man, this was looking like such a great matchup. The Texans really, they won, but they just don't look very much like, I think that sophomore slump is here for CJ Stroud. And let's hammer it down. We all like the Lions. Let's go to our Monday night delight with America's team, the Miami Dolphins visiting the LA Rams. Dolphins, overall in the series, 12-2 have owned the Rams. Last time they played was in 2020. Dolphins won 28-17, 5 in a row for America's team. Rams are favored by 1.5. The over-under is 53. Justin, who wins and why?
So you're lucky that I hate the Rams, period, because I'm going to go with the Fins, even after they absolutely made me a liar last week. But I'm going to go with the Fins. I think that this team is just a little bit better on offense. I think the Rams still kind of figuring things out. A lot of people behind them, but I honestly don't think that the Rams are going to pull it out this week.
That's because the Dolphins have it all figured out.
Justin, how much did Coop pay?
Who do you like and why?
How much did Justin? How much did Coop cash app you? Let me know.
I'll text you after this.
Okay.
I'm going the Rams, but in a very close game. I'm not exactly confident about this one, so I'm going to go the Rams though.
This could be a very good fantasy game, not for nothing. Both defenses have struggled. You could see both offenses putting up some points in this, so we might be in for a little treat on Monday night. But Greg, who you like and why?
Not the Dolphins. Hell no.
I just wanted to check, but Justin, you are a lone wolf. Just kidding. We all me and Justin like America's team today, the Miami Dolphins. I'm sorry, on Monday night to pull it out. Before we get to our usual prayer session, we got a couple other quick ones in here. Appreciate you, Supersize. I don't know. I want to mess that up. What do you think, Ledoux? TJ Hawkinson or Dalton Kincaid today?
Oh, I knew you were going to come to me on this one. So I want to say TJ Hawkinson, but I just think that game is just it's going to be over so fast. So I'm going to say Dalton Kincaid just for the game script.
Yeah, that's tough. A tough call because you think they'd want to start working TJ a little more. You would think that, but you can't go against the Colts being 30th against fantasy tight ends. So to me, the matchup way better for Dalton Kincaid. That's why I threw him in my ultimate DFS this week. Harv says I think the Texans may pull this one out because I have the kicker.
That makes a difference.
He's been really good this year, not for nothing, especially for a long range. So I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because I always mess it up. All right. Well, if you stay tuned all Sunday, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We got a great game coming up, Lion. But if you're in for a treat if you've waited this long, because, I know it's early, probably didn't get to church. So what we're going to do for you is bust out our Fantasy Jesus to bless your DFS rosters. Let's check it out.
I'm here to save your fantasy rosters.
Good morning, TSS family. This is your Week 10 5 picks for DFS. Let's get it kicked off with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's getting back CMC, he's getting back Juwan Jennings, and Devo's at full strength, which means that this offense should be fully loaded and ready to go against a Bucs defense that has been porous at best this year against just about every major position. So lock it in. Brock Purdy getting back to norm and getting back to kicking butt this week. Then we got the running back position. DeAndre Swift. I love this play because, one, the Patriots are lackluster against the running back position, and two, DeAndre Swift has 4 touchdowns in the last 5 games. Plug him in. The Bears have got to start winning, and they've got to start scoring. Who better to do it than DeAndre Swift? Next, we got Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir is in a precarious position where he is the slot guy on this team, but also where his number 1 and possibly number 2 and Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman are out for the same reason. Now, Amari Cooper is questionable. Keon Coleman has already been ruled out. So I think we're going to see a nice Khalil Shakir day at the receiver position. Tight end, let's go with Taysom Hill season. I love me some Taysom Hill season. This guy has got 3 touchdowns already on the ground. He's caught 6 passes in the last 2 games. Who else is there other than Alvin Kamara? I think Taysom Hill is a perfect opportunity for anybody who wants to go on DraftKings right now and only spend $4,000 on your tight end position. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with the Chargers defense. Chargers defense are playing the Titans, who won't be guided by Mason Rudolph, but the returning Will Levis. And that should just wrap it up as it is, because as we know, Will Levis has been worse than a jar of mayo left out in the sun. And at this point, I think the Chargers have got their defense lined up and in line for great games. So look for this to be a give-me game with the Chargers defense. That has been 5 DFS picks from your Fantasy Jesus. May your lineups be blessed.
Trust in your Savior.
Trust in your Savior, indeed. Har said, are we praying for the Panthers? I was like, Jesus is, he says, preach football, Jesus Preach. I love it. Cat for life. Appreciate you, my friend. All right. Well, Fred on location, by the way, just to throw that out there, let us all know that Arizona won't be quite a dome game today. They're going to open that roof up because it's 79 degrees, partly cloudy, and winds are at 2 miles an hour. So no dome today, but weather won't be an impact for the Jets and Cardinals. All right, guys. Well, good luck today. It's a big week. We're getting to the playoffs, so good luck to everyone this week. Thank you all for your lineup questions. Of course, you can follow us on social media at TSS Fantasy. We got all our great stuff on there as well. TikTok, all that kind of fun stuff. Check us out next Friday. We'll break down with our Friday Night Delight and break down all of Week 11. And, of course, check us out next Sunday. Wake up with us and get your football day going. We appreciate all of you. From us to you, good luck, and we are out.